Luis Miguel, they've got home and away against Charlotte, and that's them done into Miami. There's some speculation in Spain that Barcelona might try and see if it's possible to get Lionel Messi on loan. Is that even something that would be considered? Is there any truth in that while Messi waits for the new MLS season to begin next year?
I'm sure there's a lot of interest, and I'm sure there's a lot of speculative interest, regarding Messi's appeal, in order to get a loan. But I can tell you categorically that it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Spoken to Jorge Mas on more than one occasion, and even at the very beginning, and he said straight up, this is not happening in the offseason. He will stay. And I think also people are forgetting that from a financial, logistical perspective, it doesn't even make sense for anybody else, especially Barcelona. They're still trying to figure themselves out, despite of how they may be playing on the pitch. Financially speaking, they have to figure it out. Obviously, there might come a time, specifically when Ali's talking about towards the end of Inter Miami's career with Messi, what could happen there. But it's not going to happen at all. And why would he, by the way? He told me straight up, he said it on more than one occasion, I am finally happy here. Yes, it's the offseason. And yes, obviously, he has to now focus on the World Cup qualifiers for Argentina and trying to get everything. But then he'll go on a big, big break, rehabilitate himself, rejuvenate himself, because let's not forget, he'll be 37 soon, and he just wants to be ready for the new season. So it's not going to happen. He'll stay with Inter Miami. He'll focus with Argentina, and that will be it. I know that it's a great headline interest, but it won't happen.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the talk is that he hasn't said his farewells properly. But look, he's an Inter Miami player. And let's end this with Alejandro Moreno. And Ali, as Luis Miguel said, he's nearly 37. He's not really had a proper break for a while. He deserves that. Do you think Inter Miami is his last club? Do you think he will retire from football as an Inter Miami player, whenever that may be?
What I've seen from Lionel Messi in his time with Inter Miami is a continuous, never-ending smile on his face.
True.
I don't think you would see that just about anywhere else, where he is allowed to do the things that he's allowed to do with a smile, enjoying himself, enjoying his family. His family's happy, which then means that he's happy. And so therefore, there doesn't seem to be a need for him to go elsewhere. Now, let's not forget, Lionel Messi could pick up the phone right now and say, you know what, guys, I'm done. And we should be able to accept it because he has earned the right to make this sort of decision. So whatever he's doing now is because he wants to do it. It's because he wants to push himself. It's because he wants to enjoy himself. It's not because he has to do it. And I think when you're doing something out of love, out of enjoyment, out of passion, out of relationships that you're building, I think that is certainly a positive place. And so therefore, you would imagine that he'll continue to do this as long as he wants to do it. As for MLS, that's a different story. And how they deal with the post-Messi, that's going to be very interesting and very tricky. Because let me just say, we love some Messi in MLS, right? And we've loved this ride with Inter Miami. But you can't help but feel that the playoffs, the showpiece event for Major League Soccer, the culmination of what has been a very long season is the playoffs. And that is the crowning moment for MLS teams. Feels right now, from the outside looking in, like a letdown. Like, goodness, there's no Messi. And so now what do we do with ourselves? And it shouldn't feel that way. And perhaps it's the wrong way to approach it, but it certainly is the natural reaction when you build everything around Messi and now Messi's not around for the playoffs. Then how do you push your agenda forward? That is something that MLS is going to have to figure out, not only for this playoff, but certainly for the next season and seasons beyond. Because at some point, Messi is no longer going to be around in this league. And there has to be a plan in order to say, okay, what is next for us? How do we recreate some sort of excitement? And how do we build on this momentum? And how do we continue to push forward when Messi is not around? That is something that I'm sure it's as a conversation is taking place in MLS, but there's no easy answer to find.
Yeah, Ale Moreno is spot on, MD. I know we don't have enough time here, but absolutely correct on that. Two quick things. This is something that Don Garber specifically, I asked him about. Messi will leave this league at some point. So, you're shaking the devil's hand by saying, Messi, come to the league. Absolutely. But what are you going to do afterwards? Because the league needs to continue to grow. Keep bringing in your Miguel Almirons. Keep cultivating youth academies all over the country. Keep relying on the 2026 World Cup, et cetera, and Copa America next year. So that's a very important factor. And the second thing I wanted to say very quickly is that all this thing about Messi and where he is and will he be happy? Will he keep playing? One person completely dominates this conversation that we don't talk enough about, and that's Antonella Roccuzzo, who was the reason why he didn't go to Saudi Arabia, was the reason why he was ready to leave PSG very quick, and the reason why he's very happy in Miami. If she's happy, the kids are happy, that's a massive thing for Lionel Messi.